What's good, YouTube? My name is Kevin Brown. I'm a resident of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I live in the United States, and it is my dream to be a philosopher. I've been on my philosophical journey for the past. Well, really, I could say that I've been philosophizing and systematizing things throughout my entire life, but I'd say that my journey, it began intensifying. It started to intensify, I'd say, after I graduated high school. I'm a 2020 graduate, and I've had dreams of being a lawyer. It is my dream to be a family law attorney. I am currently, I'm attempting to study law, and I attend Southern University. I'm transitioning into being I was a political science major. I, left it for some time, and I major in interdisciplinary and, human sciences. And what interdisciplinary studies is you basically, what you do is you can construct your own major from, two minors or areas of concentration and blah, 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 blah. But it's basically when you construct, your own major from like a flurry of different, subjects or different majors or different, concentrations or whatever. But, okay, so I really just wanted to come on here to drop some knowledge. Okay, so think about this. Okay, does money have any intrinsic value or meaning? If so, how, and what determines its worth? I'll use this example. Say you have a quarter. We know what a quarter amounts to. A quarter is amounted to 25 cents. We know that 25 pennies equates to 25 cents. But what is the intrinsic value of a cent? And what equates to a cent? Nothing equates to a cent, because a cent is like the fundamental unit of currency. And we know that a penny can amount to anything depending on whether you decrease or increase its quantity. So if I increase the quantity of a penny 1,000-fold, it can amount to trillions, billions, millions, whatever. Or if I decrease it, it can amount to nothing, like essentially, or just a cent, because that's the fundamental unit of it. But okay, so really it's like, okay. And then there's another thing. It's like our brain. It's like we as humans, I feel like the human species is parasitic. And the reasoning for it is because we suck the life out of everything. We give nothing. We've defined everything within a humanistic means, and nothing exists outside of that. And in fact, us trying to define our own existence is paradoxical, because how is something defining itself without an external observer present to validate that? If we're validating our own existential experiences, and how are we in fact being factual? It's crazy to think about. And it makes me feel like my existence is a facade. Like my whole life is a lie. And it's like, when I'm trying to be impartial and objective, am I in fact being impartial or objective? Or is everything that I'm experiencing is a result of, subjective experiences? And it all is subjective, because it's like, okay, so I can have another human. Trying to evaluate the human population outside of being a human is impossible, because that's all that we can do. We can't do anything else but that. And it's like we have to ask ourselves, we have to stop viewing relationships between people as being transactional, no more than a card swipe. It's like there's much more depth to it than just a swipe of a card and it being done. Something, being given in exchange, receiving, and it's like it's done at that point. It's like there's much more depth, because we as humans, we're living beings, and we're a thriving entity, and we exist within a hierarchy of biological organization, and as a result of us being, this isolated species with superlative intelligence and being sentient and having this, idea of us having this, it's a whole lot of things. I'm not trying to be, or I know that once after I post this, there's really no telling, like, once I post this, I have no control over the view or perspective that other people have of what I posted, but I'll end this on this note. We're all essentially born into the world lost. We're all trying to conform. Well, we're all trying to construct and contort our own sense of meaning in this, like, it's essentially meaningless world. And, we're all trying to be the best that we can be. And we have to allow others to thrive. We have to allow we can't rob others of their shine. If we're constantly validating ourselves existentially, then how are we validating the other people in our lives? And this goes back to the view of relationships being transactional and, not having a transactional view of things. We have to be humble. I have to humble myself. And it's something that I'm focusing on now. We have to be, there can be no development without change, and there can be no change without trial and error. So, just be a good person to yourself and be a good person to other people. And, things will come. Things will gravitate toward you. We're not, sometimes focusing on trying to change, it can actually negate, change. So just focus on being yourself and things will come.